to sing 10 Days to Christmas, and I thought of the Lord's Leaping so hard.
10 Lords Leaping. Hey, yeah. Hello, everybody. This is a early Monday morning. We slept extra early last night. We ended up taking a 5-hour sleep. So here we are. Since I'm awake now, I'm just going to go ahead and do the last 2 episodes, take care of season 1 of Star Trek, the animated series. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will be the final 6 episodes of season 2. And then that will take care of all of our pop culture commitments this year. And of course, don't forget Tuesday, tomorrow, the 16th, we're going to have a special 1v1 interview with Jim's Landscape at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is all set. Make sure you have your questions prepared in your head for tomorrow. We're only going to go for about a couple hours, I think. 2 at the most, maybe 3. We'll try to see if we can stretch it. So that'll be tomorrow. And then on, let's see. Yeah, so after, and then I'll be there tonight for Jim's Boom Claws at 7 p.m. Eastern for tonight and for Wednesday night, which he has on the 17th. And then probably won't do Boom Claws with him on Friday because Suzanne and I, that's when we get paid early. So yeah, we're going to go and see Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2. And I'll give you a brief, no spoilers, I'll give you a review of that after we see that late Friday night. Let's see. And then on Saturday, like I said this week, Saturday night at 5:35 p.m. Eastern, still hoping to have a special Christmas, pre-Christmas show for Chance Bartel's his nostalgic pod blast. I know I'll be there co-hosting. We'll have Al there, Al's Place, CC, our man behind the screens, and we'll have a special guest. Larry wants to do it this time, so my brother Larry from Be Yourself Adventures will be a special guest host, special guest co-host that day. So for this coming Saturday for the 20th, so that should be a lot of fun. And then finally for the year, I'll be doing. After that week, I won't be doing anything else pretty much. I know Boone Claus will probably do a few things. Jim will, so we'll probably do a few of his shows. But on Tuesday, the 23rd, I do know, hopefully, that Seth and Sabrina will be doing their Heel Jack Happy Hour, and I'm going to be there for that pre-Christmas show. Yeah, and then I'm not doing anything either on Christmas Eve. If I go to a chat, I'll just be in the chat. Won't be on any panel. I don't plan anything for the 24th, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the 25th, Boxing Day, the 26th. Let's see what else coming on, and then nothing for New Year's Eve this year. I had people, and then everything fell apart this year. It's been really rough. This has been a very rough year. These last few months, especially. With the hack. And then our near attacks, our heart attacks we had in November, and then lots of friends this month. So yeah, guilt by association. That's pretty much it. All right, so let's go ahead and finish up with the last 2 episodes of season 1 here at TAS. We've got The Eye of the Beholder, which came out, premiered on Saturday after Christmas. 2 weeks after the Slaver Weapon came out on December 15th. Actually, 3 weeks. I take that back. So, 16, 5. Yeah, so 3 weeks later, The Eye of the Beholder came out Saturday, January 5th, 1974. And while investigating the disappearance of Federation members, Kirk and his landing party find themselves placed in an alien zoo. And it got a 6.7 out of 10 from 823 people. So I rounded that up and gave it a C. And then episode 16 is called The Jihad, which premiered on Saturday the 12th, 7 days later in 74. And a team comprising various experts, Kirk and Spock among them, must recover an artifact known as the Soul of the Score, The theft must be kept secret, or a galactic holy war could break out. That got a 6.2 out of 10. Yeah, I gave that a C minus. It's probably one of the lowest rated. Well, we didn't realize it at the time, but there was only going to be 6 more episodes left in season 2, and then that was it. They only did 22 episodes. So this was one of the lowest ones. And like I said, 830 people rated it as 6.2. So I raised it to a C minus. As I said, unless it's a really, really bad episode, C minus would be the lowest grade I'd ever give. So, yeah. All right, so let's take a look at the first one. All right, and as you know, Hal Sutherland, the director, did all of these episodes, directed them. Also, Norm Prescott and Ray Ellis did the music for the theme, so you all know about that. And this one, we're going to look at writer David P. Harmon, who wrote this script for this episode along with DC Fontana. Of course, the regular cast of characters: Shatner, Nimoy, Kelly, Takai, Nichols, Majel Barrett, and James Doohan, all doing their voices. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and look at trivia. Okay, the title is from a quote in the 1878 novel Molly Bawn, like Dawn. Okay, Molly Bawn, by Margaret Wolfe Hungerford. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Again, takes place in Stardate 2269. And this is written by David P. Harmon, who had previously written The Deadly Years in 1967 and co-written with Gene L. Coon A Piece of the Action in 1968. Hardcore Star Trek fans are quick to point out that Markle and Bryce, not Enterprise crew, shouldn't be wearing the Arrowhead Enterprise insignia. However, since the Star Trek movies and later TV series show all of Starfleet using the symbol, some fans postulate that perhaps its use indicates it had already been adapted as the Universal Starfleet emblem. This is one of 3 episodes in which Uhura does not appear. The others wasn't in was Yesteryear in 1973, and of course this one, 1974. All right. And the third of 3 times in the show that the character of Lieutenant Arex does not appear. He also does not appear in Yesteryear and the Slaver Weapon. Okay, that's that elongated neck guy, Lieutenant Arex. Okay. No goose, no quotes. All right, so we're looking, and no soundtrack. So now we're looking at David P. Harmon, the writer. Okay. All right, we did lose him in 2001. Not only a writer, but he also did script and continuity department, and he was additional crew. David P. Harmon was born on September 3rd, 1918, in Buffalo, New York. He was a writer known for Star Trek, Dark Purpose in 1964, and McCloud in 1970. That's a good series. He was married to Ruth Harmon. He died on 28th August 2001 in Los Angeles. He was aged 82. Okay. So as we mentioned previously, in 1967, Season 2, Episode 12, The Deadly Years, he wrote the script for that episode. And then in 1968, Season 2, Episode 17, A Piece of the Action, he did the story and the teleplay with Gene L. Coon. So that was cool. Okay, in the movie Dark Purpose in 1964, he was the writer for that movie. Then he did write 1 episode for McCloud in 1970, as we mentioned. He wrote it as David Harmon, and it was The Concrete Corral, Season 1, Episode 3. And then in Mannix, from 72 to 74, in that TV series, he wrote 3 episodes. He wrote Season 6, Episode 11, A Puzzle for One, in 72. In 74, he wrote Season 7, Episode 23, Trap for a Pigeon. And in Season 8, Episode 10, in 74, he wrote Desert Sun. Those are his 3 episodes there. Okay. And before he died, he wrote for 2 episodes for Hotel in 1984 stories. So he did Season 1, Episode 14, which was called Tomorrows. And then season 1, episode 20, called Prisms, both in 1984. So very cool. Yeah. So good career there, and rest in peace, David P. Harmon at 82. All right. All right, and then we'll get to our last episode of season 1, The Jihad. So we'll look at that one here. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, Hal Sutherland, Ray Ellis, Storm Prescott, DC Fontana, and Stephen Kandel, Kandel. I don't know if we've done him yet as in the mini bio, so we'll take a look at him. We did do David Gerald. He was the voice of the EM, which is uncredited, and Jane Webb was Lara, a voice uncredited. So I think we'll look at both the writer Kandel. We'll also look at Jane Webb. Yeah. All right. So let's and then the usual cast after that. So let's see here. Trivia. Okay. Writer David Gerald asked to do a voice in this episode so he could get a Screen Actors Guild card. According to Gerald, he was not satisfied with his performance. The 4 starships seen in orbit of Vidala were drawings reused from The Time Trap in 73. Author Stephen Kandel also wrote Mud's Women, I Mud, and Here, Mud's Passion. He was also a writer and story editor for Mission Impossible in 66, a series that shares the same basic concept of this story, a team of specialists brought together to handle an impossible mission. This is one of 2 episodes that do not feature James Doohan voicing Montgomery Scott, the other being the slaver weapon in 73, in which the character does not appear. Although Scott does appear here, and Doohan did voice 2 other characters, Sword and Tishar. The bird-like mechanical sentinels that launch an attack against a team of specialists were a recycled character design that was previously used to portray both the swoopers in the Infinite Vulcan episode in 73 and the Marivel dragons in The Eye of the Beholder in 74. New backgrounds were added for the reuse of the footage, though the actual animation remained the same. After Yesteryear in 73 and The Slaver Weapon in the same year, this is the last of 3 episodes that do not feature any scenes set on the USS Enterprise bridge. The animated design of Tachar was previously used for the Aurelian Alik Om in Yesteryear in 73, and this takes place still in 2269 Stardate. Okay. And nothing else there. All right. So now we'll take a look at Stephen Kandel, who wrote it. And Stephen Kandel was born on April 30th, 1927 in New York City. Writer and producer known for MacGyver, Iron Horse, and Star Trek. He was married to Anne Finkelstein, and he died on 21 October in Boston, Mass. At the age of 96. And we did mention him. He did 17 episodes of the MacGyver TV series, 2 episodes of The $6 Million Man, 47 episodes of Iron Horse, and the 2 episodes for the original Star Trek series, the Mud episodes, I call them. Right. And then the last thing he did in 2021 was a TV series called Dynastia, an original teleplay, and it was season 1, episode 51, called Ludilo. Yeah, original teleplay. Okay, so we did talk about Kandel, but I just wanted to recap what we had talked about him. So, all right. And last but not least for this morning, we'll look at Jane Webb, because I don't think we mentioned her, but she did the voice of Lara, and she was born August 13th, 1925 in Chicago, and an actress known for Sabrina the Teenage Witch in 71, The Adventures of Batman in 68, and the ABC Saturday Superstar movie in 72. She was married to Jack Edwards, and she died on March 30th, 2010 in Green Valley, Arizona, which is just south of Tucson. Oh, that's a shame. But at least she died in Arizona. That's good. So Jane Webb. She was 84 years old. Yeah. Okay, she was different voices in the animated Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She was Sabrina Spellman and Hilda Veronica from 1969 to 72. In the Adventures of Batman, she was Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, Catwoman from 68 to 69 in that animated series, and she did 12 episodes of that. And then in the ABC Saturday Superstar movie in 1972, she was a voice actor in three uh, different shows. From the original season 1, episode 1, The Brady Kids on Mysterious Island. And of course, these are, like I said, all in 72. She was the ping pong voice. In season 1, episode 10, Lassie and the Spirit of Thunder Mountain, she was the voice of Laura Turner. And in season 1, episode 15, which is Daffy Duck and Porky Pig Meet the Groovy Ghoulies, she did two voices, Hagatha, and as Joanne Louise, she did Petunia Pig. That was her other alternate alias. So cool. And then in 1973, in the animated Treasure Island, she was the voice of Mrs. Hawkins. Okay. And her last performance on either TV or movies or voice acting, she was in General Hospital TV series, the announcer in credit only for one episode. And that was episode 1-4430, where she only announced. Nice. Okay, and then for 36 episodes before that, her second to last, Tarzan Lord of the Jungle TV series from 76 to 79. She voice acted in 36 episodes of that. So very cool. Alrighty. So that was the career, the mini bio of Jane Webb. Rest in peace, fellow Arizonan. All right. All right, everyone. So that takes care of season 1 completely of Star Trek the Animated Series. And tomorrow we'll start with season 2, episodes 1 and 2 of the final 6 episodes. And let's see. The first one is called The Pirates of Orion. And on this one, actually, we'll look at a second director that helped Hal Sutherland, Bill Reed. So we'll look at him tomorrow. And then season 2, episode 2, and that was called BEM, BEM. And we already talked about David Gerald, the writer on that, and Bill Reed assisting with Hal Sutherland. So Bill Reed will talk about, like I said, first tomorrow when we do the first of the 2 episodes. Okay, so, and they're low rated, so yeah, it was getting towards the end, you could tell. All right. And nobody in the box this morning, but we do have 4 likes, so that is awesome and amazing. Thank you so much, 4 lurkers, for hitting the like button today. Alrighty. Yeah. Okay. So this will probably be our shortest one. But I do want to mention that like I said, this year has been interesting. It's been very trying, very tough on both of us, me and Suzanne and our cats. We all got sick. So with flus and everything, so not very good. And the other things that have already happened to us. But God has a reason for everything. I truly believe that. Suzanne, of course, believes that. Being a universal life minister, but not just that. She believes that in everyday things that happen, and they happen for a reason. And that is, and lately, we've had terrible violence around the world. We had the Rhode Island shootings there. We just found out today that Rob Reiner, 78 years old, who was Meathead on the original All in the Family, and who also directed great movies such as Stand By Me and some others. And he passed away at the age of 78, along with his wife, Michelle, who was 68. This morning, they were both brutally made unalive by their son, who I care not to mention since he just took them out both. So Rob Reiner gone at age 78. In fact, let me take a look at IMDb. I'm sure it'll mention it, but let me see here. So Rob Reiner. Yeah. He acted in All in the Family for 8 seasons from 71 to 79. Yep, he died December 14th, so he died yesterday at the age of 78. He was brutally made unalive, him and his wife Michelle. What a tragic loss. All right. Yeah, remember he a child as a child his mentor was his father Carl Reiner, who acted, created, and starred in the Dick Van Dyke Show. Rob Reiner was nominated for 1 Oscar, and he was born in New York City to a stellar Reiner, whose maiden name was LeBost, and Emmy-winning actor, comedian, writer, and producer Carl Reiner. Yeah. And remember, he was in This Is Spinal Tap as Marty DeBergi in 1984, The Story of Us in 1999 as Stan, and The Wolf of Wall Street in 2013, where he played Max Belfort, among other credits. The last thing he worked in was Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend in a podcast series as Marty DeBergi for 1 episode. That was Spinal Tap Live from the Sirius XM Garage as Marty DeBergi. Yeah, nice. All right, so that is the mini bio there of Rob Reiner. Sorry, age 78. He was born March 6, 1947. Wow. Yeah, it's there, babe, so it's official. All right, so that was Rob Reiner. So like we said, there was some shootings there at Brown University in Rhode Island. And then where was the other place, honey?
Pardon me?
What was the other shooting? You said there was something besides Rhode Island. There was something else.
Africa, South Africa.
South Africa
And Bonny Beach.
On Bondi Beach.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, near Bondi Beach, some people were shot and made unalive there. They're in Australia, so I'm sure that Lizzie knows about it. Our sister out there, and Carmela, our other sister, and Lizzie Smith, Kiki. So I know she knows about it. Yeah, very sad. Very sad. Yeah, so Rhode Island, Bondi Beach, and then of course the made unalive of Rob Reiner and Michelle Reiner. Yeah, very sad. So we say and offer prayers, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and also the Most Blessed Virgin Mary, and to our patron saints and angels, Saint Suzanne and Saint Michael the Archangel. May they protect the souls of the ones who passed, and protect the families of these who are suffering from these attacks and everything that happened in the last 48 hours. So for all that, we ask again and pray, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Okay. So we've done what we can for that. All right, and of course we're still praying for Jason and Nikki there in Michigan. We're praying for Jay and Leanna over there in Louisiana. And of course, we're always praying for my best friend Larry. 50 years. Next year will be 50 years, and we'll plan something special. We're trying to work on that slowly but surely. Let's see. So for Larry, Diane, and of course their best friend Ronnie's World with Kaya in London, and like I said, Larry, Diane, and Tyler, his son, and Char, his sister, and everybody else in the Bartels family. So we're saying extra prayers for everyone at this time. Okay, so on behalf of my beautiful wife Suzanne, who always says, leave everything in God's hands, on behalf of Larry, my brother and best friend, who says, always be yourself. And of course, based on my friends, my brothers, Jim and brother Matt, I'd like to say thank you for helping me say, remember, you never know where you'll hear or see me next. So make sure you check me out in future live streams or anything else that goes on till the end of this year and going into next year. We have a lot of good things planned for next year. Don't forget the big reveal on January 1st. I am doing something on New Year's Day. It's going to be a live stream. Won't be a webcam. I'm going to do it as a live stream, but I won't allow anybody up on the panel. It's going to be just me talking about what's going on for next year, what we got planned, what's going on ahead. We've got Suzanne, with both her knees will have to be operated on. That's what the doctor said. So we're waiting for that news when the operations will occur. So want to make sure all of you give us great, wonderful prayers for that. Hello, Liz. Hello, I'm sorry. Sir Lemon Pie saying hello and good night. Well, you were listening. Well, thank you, Lemon. I appreciate you being here, buddy. I do love to acknowledge you, and I love to see you there. So, Sir Lemon, yeah, it's great to see you. I hope everything is going well there for you in Texas. I hope you have a great holiday coming up on Christmas. I hope you have a good New Year's Eve. Don't get too drunk. Don't you go out there and get too crazy, okay, buddy? I know how Texans are. We don't want you to get too crazy.
Something I would do.
Yeah. Did you hear what Suzanne said? Don't do anything that she would do. Right, exactly. Just be a good boy. All right. So then we got one person still there. Good, Lemon. Thank you, Sir Lemon. You're awesome. Alrighty. And like I said, last but not least, and now the aisle is closed from Gene Siskel and his family who allowed me to use that every time. And thank you. And peace from Mikey Sus 4. And remember, God bless this world that we live in. We only got one. So make sure that all of you folks try to become the best guardians and stewards of the earth that we live on. Don't forget, 31 backward/Atlas is on its way. What will it become of us on December 19th of 2025 when it arrives, close as it said it's to arrive to Earth? I guess we'll all find out. Anyway, let's pray that that's going to be a good thing, not a bad thing. All right. Okay, so everyone take care of yourselves out there. Be safe. Remember, don't be crazy on New Year's Eve or Christmas Day before that matter. What we are praying for, and what I'm asking for, if it can happen, for one day on Christmas Day, Thursday, the 25th, which is 10 days away, I'm asking for an eternal world peace. I don't want to have any news of wars, death, attacks, violence, anything. I just want it to be one peaceful day. If we can get that for the entire world for one day, it means a lot. It says something. It means it might be a good positive thing for the rest of this world moving forward next year. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay. And of course, as you know, if there's anything important, I'm glad I did this thing so I could remind you about what happened to Rob Reiner and Michelle Reiner. Rest in peace. But if there's anything else that goes on that's real special, maybe in a good way or a bad way, either way, we'll tell you folks. We'll do a special, what we call JAS, which is just another stream. And we'll let you know on that. So hopefully we won't have to do any more of those till the end of the month, but end of this month, but you never know. And we got 2 people still lurking. Thank you. 4 likes. Thank you so much. When I add mine, it'll be 5, so that'll be good. All right. Okay, well, I'm all talked out.
That's surprising. Oops, sorry.
Too soon, babe. Come on. I'm tired. Okay, so good night to you, Lemon. Thank you for coming in, sir. He is a great managing moderator of our chat, of our chats. So thank you, Sir Lemon. Make sure you show him the utmost respect, along with Miss Connie Clary, the bird woman of YouTube, and there are a few other persons, including Larry, my brother, who is also a managing mod, and of course my beautiful wife Suzanne. So on behalf, peace from Suzanne, from Deja Vu, and from Moon Pie, our beautiful cats. Everyone, take care of yourselves out there. Be safe, and God bless you all. And we'll see you again tomorrow for our first 2 episodes of the final series of the animated series, episodes 1 and 2 of season 2. And God bless you all. See you next time. From ChattyBloggerMS, which means Mikey Sus.
What? What's the matter?
There we go.